Hello, wherever you are. I was sitting here thinking about the thought of living today as if it were my last day. I think a lot of times we find ourselves living as if we've earned tomorrow, as if we're certain it's going to come. And because of that, there's a lot of things that we don't do. There's a lot of beliefs that we take on. And it's not helpful for our physical and emotional state of being. I recognize that for me, it creates a certain level of pent up fear and concerns over my own well being. For me, a lot of my fears are based around my physical capability. And I think that's where it all starts for everyone, really. Based on what's happening in our physical world, that's what eventually takes over our emotional well being. Our experiences in this world sets the template for our emotional and spiritual selves. And so I was thinking about that this morning. And I haven't really fully thought it all the way through, but I was like, this is really true. And I realized how it's so important that we make sure we put ourselves in situations, circumstances, and environments that allow us to live one day at a time. Because if I knew today was my last, I'm pretty sure what I would do would be completely different. And I think there's a lot of abundance that can come to our lives if we actually do what we enjoy doing, that we actually desire to do. Because I think a lot of times we find ourselves in a cycle, living for the long term and accomplishing nothing in the short term. And it's extremely important to flip that. You live for the short term, and your long term will be just as good as your short term. Even if you find yourself in a declining state, you'll be left with good memories of how you made the best of every moment. But what we don't want to do is allow ourselves to, even in our discomfort, let that one part become the whole. And we can't tell ourselves that we can't appreciate more because of the one part being an issue. And this is definitely an easier said than done situation because it's not easy. It's not easy changing our perspective and our perceptions. It's something that has to be put into practice, but it's worth the reward speaks for itself. But all things that are good aren't earned easily, because the world is full of things that are inherently bad. And it comes really easy. And it's disguised as good. And so when you actually want to do something right by yourself in particular, the world does not try and reward that. The world isn't truly vested in us as individuals. It gives us a lot to make us feel like we are, but in the end, it always takes more than what it gives. And it's important that we take time to give to ourselves, because we deserve it. Not only do we deserve it, but we need it. And so I'll leave you with that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to listen in today. As a friendly reminder, you are special, you do matter, and you have value. The goal of Charge Your Course is to help serve as a reminder of this, because it's not easy, and our weeks are long, and our days can be turbulent. So we will always be here to serve as we continue to help you remember and learn how to serve yourself and be the light that we all are and that we all have within. Once again, thank you for listening. See you next time.